Hello, my air signs. Welcome to your weekly reading. This, of course, is for all my Gemini, my Libra, my Aquas, and it doesn't matter where it is at in your chart. So you can check this out. This is going to be focusing in on the week of November 7th to November 14th. But of course, if you're coming across this outside of that time frame and your intuition, your gut brought you here, I would still watch the video because, of course, it brought you here for a reason, and I'm sure there's messages for you. So this is actually going to be my first readings at my new location. I actually moved from southern Utah back to what I consider my hometown in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So I'm excited for the energy that's going to be coming through in the readings today. And I know there's some shadowing stuff. I'll work on that as I get more settled here. But I appreciate your patience with all that. We're just going to see what the Creator has in store for you. Of course, the big day this week for me is November 7th, which daylight savings time is kicking in, so we're going to fall back and gain an hour. So what are you going to do with that extra hour? I'm excited. I might even take a nap. Right, Creator, for our air signs, what would you like them to know? All right. Perfect. You got number 43. That is enlightenment. Beautiful card there. It says, look from the highest perspective. See the divine in everyone. And I love that. I know it's hard sometimes. You're like, really? Seriously? In that person, there's a divine in them? I think there's a demon in them, But behind every character on this planet, no matter what character we're playing, behind them is this actor. It's a being of unconditional love, supernatural, eternal spirit being. And even though they're playing a really good villain in our lives, they are still at their core a being of light. And so we can, if we look higher, not look at their character, but look at the actor behind the character, we might be able to see divine if we look hard enough, right? It says, receiving this card draws your attention to the eagle. It prompts you to soar high like an eagle, see everything from the highest perspective, and be ready to take action in a moment. It also reminds you to be a master and take full responsibility for your life and everything you attract into it. Your unicorn guidance is to rise above any challenges or difficult situations. So rise high, move beyond the mental and emotional into the spiritual. Respond to everything according to the spiritual laws of the universe. The card of enlightenment also calls on you to use discernment and discrimination in all things. Enlightenment is a function of the third eye chakra, which holds 96 lessons in a spiral of chambers. Unicorns are fully enlightened beings, and pure light radiates from their third eye. They use this light to awaken you. So call on your unicorn to touch your third eye with its horn of light and illuminate it. We all go through the veil of amnesia when we incarnate here. Your unicorn will help you to dissolve any of the 7 veils of illusion that are still in place. So ask it to do so. I love that. Yeah, when we come down here, of course, like in our human form, when we're in our character that we're playing, it's veiled. We even forget we're divine beings, powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit beings made of unconditional love. But when we connect to our higher self, then we can see, others. That's like that whole, the namaste, it's the higher being in me recognizes the higher being in you. And that's how we can do that. And I love that for us. Right. So we're also going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot and just see what other messages the Creator has for us regarding this enlightenment, seeing things from that higher perspective, from the eagle eye in the sky, right? And you being in air signs, you understand floating on the air. Right, Creator, what else for our air signs? Whoa, my goodness. Okay. They are definitely flying here. Okay, so we're going to start here. Oh my goodness, you got like a bunch. I'm going to start with this one because this is the shadow. Don't freak out, it's the devil card, but this is our shadow. And it's beautiful because the shadow is what brings to us what is binding us, what is holding us back. And you can see here, this is very loosely tied around their necks. They could simply pull that over top their head. And you can see the grip that it has is very loose. So the shadow, is the part of us that chose to be veiled, like it's here, that chose saying, like, what, we need a piece of ourself to break off and feel disconnected from that knowledge of how powerful and limitless and all that, sea of unconditional love that we're a part of on the other side. And so it chose to let me be the opposite so I can understand more fully who we are. And this shadow, I always have this example of, it's like Dr. Evil in Austin Powers, if you've ever seen it. It's kind of like any spy movie, but it's a comedy, but it's, like all the James Bond and those type where, the spy gets captured by the villain, and the villain says, this is what I'm going to do, and this is my plot and my plan. And they're always like, why do you tell him? Because he's going to escape and stop it anyway. And so, that's what our shadow does, is it goes, this is what's binding you. This is what's holding you back and making you feel chained. Wink, wink. So you can escape, you can transform this. And so it's actually doing us a favor. It's bringing in our face the stuff, the beliefs, the mindsets that are keeping us limited and keeping us feeling small and, restricted. So, I love that, because this enlightenment is showing us that the way that we're looking at people, our attitudes and viewpoints of the outside world, are all because of what's going on inside us. We don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. And that's where this Emperor card comes into play too. Because the Emperor card has like two sides of it. You have the loving Emperor who, brings everyone together. There's, thousands of people living together in one location. And so he lovingly puts together recommendations of laws that will help everyone get along and not, wipe each other out by disease or by, killing each other and, stealing from each other and everything else. Instead, all his rules that are in place are to help his society and his kingdom thrive, not selfishly, but for the benefit of everyone. But then the ego side comes in, the one that is fearful, the one that wants power because it fears it needs to be in control to feel safe. And so it starts creating rules to maintain its power, to gain more power, to take power from others. And so all these expectations come in that are rooted in fear. And that is what this shadow will show you, is those beliefs, those mindsets that are rooted in trying to feel safe, trying to control others, right? And so that is the message that's coming up with that here. And actually, they want me to wait on these. They want me to go on to these here too. Okay, that makes sense. And the Hierophant, this is number 4, this is number 5. What the Emperor does to society, the Hierophant does to spirituality. Again, the kind, loving, unconditionally loving side of a spiritual leader of like a religion, an organized religion or a belief system, they do, have these rules and laws and rule over their, congregation or the group in order, with the intentions of when we join together in unity, we can make so many beautiful changes and help so many people and spread love throughout the world. That's their intention. But again, when the ego comes in, then it fears that someone's going to do something that's going to ruin everything. And so I must maintain power. And they create rules to, again, like the Emperor, maintain their own power, take power from others, right? And impose that. And so those are, hand in hand, the Emperor and the Hierophant do that. And that's what brings us the stress. That's what brings the judgment that we have on others. Like, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's not unconditionally loving. That's conditionally loving. I'll love you as long as you do what I say. Yeah, perfect. And you have the Ace of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your expectations, all these things that these are imposing on you. And the Ace of Swords brings the capital T truths of the higher realm. That's our enlightenment. We see things from that higher perspective. And this Ace of Swords gives you the power to cut away those beliefs, those mindsets, those expectations, those things that no longer serve you because they were rooted in fear, in conditioning, and of the physical world. But as you connect to this higher place, seeing the higher being in you, the divine being in you, seeing the divine being in others, you set everyone free, because you set yourself free, first of all, from all this hoopla. And because when you have yourself under law, you're like, by golly, if I have to obey all this, everyone else is too, and I'm going to be the police officer of it. I'm going to police it and make sure, hey, you're not doing that. Hey, you're not doing that. Look at you. I can't believe you're doing that. But when you free yourself from it, you're free, and you're like, I set everyone else free too. And I love that. The Four of Wands, this is, the Wands is your drive, your ambition, the spark of your life. It's also your spiritual energy. But the Four of Wands is a very stable thing. Think of it like a table with four strong legs. That makes the table a very secure thing. So this brings a lot of stability into your spiritual energy. And it is also, of course, this is like celebrate who you are, celebrate life. It brings in a lot of the spiritual joy in life. And it's basically saying that this enlightenment, when you cut away these things, when you cut away these spiritual restrictions that you have yourself on, then you do have this joy that comes in, because that is our true essence. Unconditional love, joy, peace, laughter. That's part of our true nature in our higher realms. And so I love that this came in here for it, because then here's the King of Pentacles. Pentacles is the outside world, which is what the Emperor tries to rule. And so you can kind of look at the King of Pentacles as the ruler of the outside world of you, where like the Wands is your spiritualness, and the Cups is your emotions, and the Swords are your mindsets and beliefs. This is your outside world. And the King realizes that he has everything he needs. And this, for me, really represents the kinder, fruitful, giving, compassionate, king of the outside world, which is the loving side of the Emperor. And so you do, as you connect, like I said, and let all these restrictions go of the shadowy side of these two individuals, you get to experience the loving side, the joyful side, the unconditionally loving side of that other. So really a week of questioning your beliefs and how you're seeing the world, because again, you see the world as you are, not as it is. So as you connect to your higher loving self, then it transforms for you. Lastly, we're going to pull a card here from the Cosmic Journey Oracle and just see what the final message the Creator has for you this week. But I love this, and don't freak out. You're never going to let go of any thoughts and beliefs that you don't want to, because until the uncomfortable feeling of believing something outweighs the fear of what if you let go of a thought or belief, you'll hold on to that belief until then. But once that becomes so ugly feeling, holding on to something, the fear, when it outweighs the fear, that's when you make change, and not until then, right? All right, one more time here. All right, Creator. So for our air signs, what's your final message for them this week, please? Whoa. Okay, that's the one out here. Oh my gosh. It says, coming soon. Welcome to the ascending age, right? Enlightenment, ascension. moving to a new level. And let me just see here what message comes with that here. It's time to awaken to your role in the next ascending age of evolutionary consciousness of humanity. The ancient prophecies predicted a light, eons, followed by darkness. This era is part of an approximate 26,000 year cycle that's part of a cycle within greater galactic cycles. Our world is stepping out of a descending age and into an ascending silver age, where we'll uncover long hidden gifts and talents. Thank you for being here in this emerging now. Thank you for showing up at the right time. Thank you for who you are becoming. And the cosmic catalyst question is, what is my role to play in the greater story unfolding? And the cosmic checkbox says, research myths and stories of the great year, it's capital G, great, capital Y, year, and see if there is a resonance you feel. So some homework, if you so wish to look at that. But I love this message because it is about stepping up to a new level. And it is about questioning the beliefs and thoughts that you've been doing and seeing this different side. The shadowy side, the major arcana, if you split off into, like, if you put the full card to the side, which is the 0 card, there's 21 cards remaining. And so there's 7, like 3 rows of 7. And the devil, the shadow, is the beginning of the 3rd row, which the first row is kind of like your, where these Hierophant and the Emperor is about your ego experience, your human experience. The 2nd row is about discovering there's more than just you, this human side of you. There's a whole spiritual level. And the 3rd one is when you marry those two together, to where you don't have your spiritual side trying to destroy your shadow side. You understand that they're a part of you, and you're able to walk together in this new awareness throughout life. And so this is like this beginning of this new enlightenment, of this new age. And of course, Aquarians, you are air signs. That's like the dawning of the age of Aquarius, is a lot of what this is, letting go of the old ways of doing things and finding the new way to do things. So this is a beautiful week of some sparking of some important reflection on those things that are binding you, that are holding you back. So don't be afraid of that. Understand it's happening for you, because they're winking at you, giving you the plot, the villainous plot of what's going on, so that you can make change and you can transform what's happening into something that's more of light and love. So I really like this for this week. In addition to these readings, just know also that each month I do put out monthly readings by each zodiac sign, also like new moon and full moon readings and a couple other types of readings. So if you want to get notified when those come out and just see what energies are coming for you, if you haven't done so already, just click the notification bell. Not notification button, the subscribe button down below. I'm so excited because I am an Aquarius sun. So I'm like, yes, I love this. But hit the subscribe button down below, and then that's going to make this notification bell pop up. And if you click on that, then you can click on it, and that will let you know when the new readings come out. So easy breezy. All right. Well, just know that I love you dearly, and that each and every second of every day you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. All right. Well, you have an amazing week, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. You take care.